I think it was
That's
a noble
true.
cause. I would never participate in one of these things.
No. It's pretty risky.
Okay.
Well, I just thought it was weird. You didn't go for other people too. You only wanted to focus on Hispanics.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because there's
even though they had like a Mexican name, it said that they branched out to others, didn't it?
Did? Oh.
I thought it did. But anyway, shall we start with the first of the questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. So what are the possible causes of Progresso's poor sales performance?
Well, just like what Jason was saying, like they only did Hispanics too. So that kind of limited themselves, I feel like, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they only did Hispanics. They just set themselves up in those type of locations.
Oh, really? I just like the whole case seemed to focus on like getting Hispanics, like the dream, you know, like building their credit so that they could live the dream of coming to the U.S.
So they did it in like Hispanic grocery stores, but they also did it in Sears, and it wasn't necessarily just for Hispanics. It was just people with. I mean, they were the target market because they don't have any credit.
Yeah.
But I mean, anybody could do it. But again, if you're a white guy living in the United States, since you're 18, you get your first credit card, or your parents get on a credit card, or you get a small loan or whatever to build credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's different than coming here with absolutely. Like with Hispanics, the issue is they don't have any history. They don't have a social security number, so they can't get a bank account, which means they don't have any verifiable anything.
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is, did we actually learn how they made sales? Like how they advertised?
No.
Mm-mm.
They just were in the kiosk.
Yeah, but they didn't even have salesmen going out looking for like Mexican communities, telling people about it. Or obviously, I don't think they had commercials or radio ads or newspaper ads or something. Not that I saw in the reading.
No.
That's why they weren't making any sales.
Yeah, they didn't
try
advertise
to
very
make
well.
It's kind of like if you're a cashier at Target or Walmart, you don't have to make sales, but you sell a lot of things. So people don't have
Yeah.
but they advertise. But like they only had people who sat at kiosks and like brushed their nails or whatever.
Wait, what?
Okay, so in that picture in the reading, it just looks like they just sit there and don't do anything.
Oh, okay, so the brush your nails is your attitude.
Yeah. So they're probably just like filing their nails until someone actually comes along and says, "Yes, I'm interested in whatever you have to offer. By the way, what is it you have to offer?"
Yeah, it's like they're waiting to be approached instead of approaching other people.
Exactly.
It'd be hard to like go out and like when you're actually in the grocery store though and approach someone and be like, "Hey, you look like you might have horrible credit. Would you like to come?"
It's very true.
Like I understand the community response. Like you could go. I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword because like you could go like door to door. You could send like flyers, like paper mailers around or something like that around like the locations where you're doing it at, so that people know about it.
I like that idea.
So, did anybody think about food the whole time? Like, isn't Progresso like a type of like a?
I kept thinking the pasta sauce.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I've been filling this whole thing the whole time. I think Progresso is the spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. Like when I first started reading it, I thought it was. We were reading about the spaghetti sauce for a while, and then I was like, this has something to do with like loans. Like
Progresso is a soup brand. Prego is a spaghetti sauce.
That's right.
And Progresso.
Really?
Bet you if I Google it.
Do they do Progresso spaghetti sauce?
So
My wife says they actually do Progresso spaghetti sauce. I've never seen it, but I've seen Prego spaghetti sauce. But
Yeah,
there it is.
that's
The general.
So, what were the other good things you guys came up with as far as like, or what was the question again?
the question.
What were the possible causes of Progresso's poor sales performance? What options are available to improve performance? Which elements of business model are validated? Why do you do so? And ask group members to share alternative points of view. So how can we improve performance? Newspaper.
They could have. Yeah, I like the idea of like sending out stuff in the area, like of where the stores were, so people could come in. Approaching people. I don't know how you would do that, like politely, but like letting or handing out flyers even. I don't know.
Cash this week. Need a little extra cash before your thing, your paycheck.
Yeah.
We can help you out.
Yeah, somehow. I feel like just like waiting for people to come to you wasn't going to work that well.
Mm-hmm.
Within the case, I wasn't sure like exactly what we were allowed to use to motivate people. I would just like, if we're just working with like these specific numbers, I advise to drop the sales goal to like something obtainable. Because like if you see like your sales goal at 100, and you're only like getting 77, like that's the 30 policies or anyway, I was in a sales department, so 30 policies for me is a pretty big jump, right?
Right.
But if you maybe dropped it to like
30%
80
of what you're.
Right. Like they just need to figure out a way to like motivate their salespeople.
Well, also their APR things. They talk about it being like keeping their APR so low and making it affordable. That, I mean, they're not really making much of. I mean, that's still huge. Yeah, right.
But that's a good selling point. Like if your salespeople would like get out of their little cubicle and go talk to some people or something, or just like be a little bit more like inviting, if you will.
Yeah.
Like it's not a hard sell. Like,
Just find the Hispanic communities and just drop off flyers at people's doors.
Right.
That'd probably be the easiest thing, actually. Flyers. Boom. Done.
Well, really expensive though.
Yeah. Especially if they're not making very much to begin with.
So I think the hourly wage was kind of pointless because they weren't really working. They're just paying their workers to just sit around. So I think if they got rid of your hourly wage and just based it off of commission, I think that would increase motivation.
That's true.
You don't get paid to sit here.
You don't get paid.
Yeah.
So if you want to get paid, you got to work.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually
like that.
That'd be a pretty hard sell.
Yeah, no one would join up to work.
Your bonus structure better be awesome, and the sales goals better look like they're very obtainable. Because the only people you're going to attract with a 100% commission is something with super high commission rates, and again, fairly simple. Like for example, like you, Jason, if you had like a stable job and everything like that, maybe it didn't pay as much as you wanted. Like, would you take a chance to go to another job that says, "Hey, we're not going to pay you anything unless you get sales"?
Probably not.
Like, that's a super hard sell because you don't know if you're going to be able to do it. You've never experienced it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could try to sell it, but like, especially like right now, like later on, maybe that would work. If they're like, okay, on average, our sales associates sell 125% of their goal every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their average pay is, $4,000 or $3,000 a month, right? That's one thing. But right now, it's like our average associate misses their sales goal by like 30 sales a month or 30 sales a week or whatever it is. Like they haven't gotten a bonus yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Or driving in California to the beach. People, for some reason, feel that it's okay to go like 10 miles an hour on a 35-mile-an-hour road.
That's the
Hey,
worst.
slower the safer, right?
What'd you say?
I was just kidding. I said the slower the safer, right?
I'm missing part of what you're saying. It's not because of it just cut out.
It's probably not important.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't hear it either. You're not alone. I heard like the first like 2 words, and then the part that was like important, I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, next question.
Next question, go.
How much profit does Progresso earn on a new loan with the current number of loans per month at a grocery store location? Need per location to break even. So on a new loan, I have the numbers right here in front of me. Let's see here.
Wasn't it like
So
$295 or something?
Yeah, it was small.
looks like they're making.
Or no, that was the cost. Sorry, my bad.
I just know they don't make like they are making like $100. Like each, like for people paying it back, it was like tiny.
It looks like revenue is about $961 per sale.
But it never gave us like how like they said their average loan was like that. It was like $900, right?
Yeah, and
So the $61 would have been like earned revenue.
So it said Progressive's average loan was $900, and typically the customers paid them back over 9 months. So really, they're paying back like $100 a month with interest, I guess. So
hang on. At the beginning here, it said it's 8 locations, made 77 loans per month. 8 locations, 77 loans per month. That's a lot of downtime, and a lot of people getting paid.
Right. Which is why the other question was like, how do you motivate your sales team to like go for it?
Tell your friends. Like, just say, hey, tell your friends about us. Actually, that's a bad idea because people don't like to tell their friends that they're having to go through those things, huh?
yeah.
I don't know though, because like I would assume that because these guys are focused on like that type of community, that's kind of like a plight in their area. I'm assuming, because the whole point of it is that hey, you don't have a bank to cash a check, right? So you can either cash a check at this payday loan place, and in this particular case, like I said, it's not a hard sell. It's like no, their interest is actually reasonable if you need an advance, and like their whole goal, like when you pay it back, they're reporting it to like whatever credit bureau, so you can actually build credit. Like they're trying to like get rid of a customer. Honestly, they're trying to make sure you never have to come back to this place after you've done this a couple times.
Yeah.
Which is it's good and bad, but I think that's why it helps that they said that eventually they would have like debit cards and stuff, because it's like at one point you wouldn't need them anymore.
Right. We have this awesome little Honda in front of us that drives like a moron.
Okay, as a group, you must change the current compensation plan to improve the number of loans made per month. Like paying the workers?
Yeah. I don't know what they should get paid, but
Yeah, not lower number of loans. The board will not go for that. So we can't just raise the interest.
No. Because the whole point is that it's affordable.
my case study thing was to lower the number of, lower their goal number.
Mm-hmm.
To motivate them just like a little bit beyond their comfort zone currently, and then ramp that up as they get more comfortable with making more and more.
Yeah.
Loans.
I really like that idea. Just because, like, you grow and you become more, like, like it's easier for you to start talking to people. And it says you can change the variable amount, the number of loans, and or the fixed compensation.
Well, what I see here, again, I'm brought back to that picture of two people in Instagram. 87 loans per month. You only need one person at each of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's ever.
Because you're not making very many sales each day. Like, it doesn't say you can cut people, though.
Doesn't say we can't.
That's true. I was like, but it says you can change the variable amount, the number of loans, and or the fixed compensation.
I don't think you should cut people, just because that doesn't help with morale issues. So my whole thing was, okay, so you need to cut the number of loans, like your sales goal, right? Just to make it like get it within reach. Not necessarily anything like under what they're doing currently, but like make them stretch like 1 or 2 loans a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing was that you need to have someone there to kind of motivate them. So my proposal for that was basically swap out like one of the people there with like someone that's a little bit more experienced and like super enthusiastic. I kind of referred to like missionary kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Those of you that have service missions. So it's like, if you go to an area, right, and the person that's already there is like super depressed and super bummed, and their thought process is that, oh, this area never has any investigators, there's never any progress, and it's just a really crappy area, right? The person that's coming in is going to have a hard time kind of overcoming that stigma of it being a horrible area, right? Whereas if you go into an area and you have like a really enthusiastic person, then
that's okay. Let's see. Do you have a handicap placard also?
No.
Okay. The only parking on this side is handicap.
Oh, is it on the other side?
Yes.
Okay.
Please take a U-turn here.
Thank you so
Wait a
much.
minute. I'll go away.
Oh, okay.
Can I give it to you?
Yeah. That's fine.
This shows what's in the tide pools. You can take a look.
Oh.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, the tide pools? That sounds fun.
Sorry, guys.
Talking to other people, so we're just like, is that still Levi?
I thought it was.
Yeah, it's still me. No. We had to stop at so anyway, so basically, yeah, having like one person that's like really motivated and either transferring that person to that location, so you have one person really motivating the other person, and then basically like switching people up from different locations, because it looks like they're on kind of a fairly close geographical area.
Yeah.
So I don't think you necessarily have a problem with that. I don't think you necessarily have to switch people all the time, but have just like a few really motivated people. You could call them like trainers or whatever. Go to different locations to kind of amp the people up that are already there. Just
I like that idea.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I could really think of based on the numbers. Like I said, my calculations and what they were saying about the numbers didn't really match up, so I wasn't really sure where to go with that.
Felt like they threw a lot of numbers out there, and I wasn't sure how they all tied together.
Right. I calculated them all, but they didn't match. Like the numbers they provided versus what I calculated based on other numbers they provided were not the same. So.
Okay. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have made your changes to the compensation plan, develop a broader action plan to include specific activities. Will you manage activities or results? Will you keep your current AUs? Do you expect them to stay with the new compensation plan? Where will you find new AUs if the current ones leave?
Well, I'm kind of stuck on my idea. I'm going back and forth on my other one. Like,
what are you going back and forth on?
right? So maybe like rewards with bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Not bonus. Good call. Fraction of the sales. Commission. So maybe.
Isn't that what they're getting right now? Commission?
Yeah, but like, what if we change it up a little bit? Say like maybe they won't get commission unless they sell so many a week. Then they'll work commission.
But don't they already do that?
Is that how they set up?
Yeah, they pay them $12 now, and then they only get commission based on a certain number of policies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, like I said, they can make between 15 to 35 or something on commission.
Okay, they get commission for selling student cards, but not for originating Progresso loans.
Mm-hmm. And they have to do at least, it says, to qualify for commission compensation, you have to sell at least 15 loans a month.
15 what? Loans?
Yeah, it says the baseline AE sales goal of 15 loans per month to qualify for commission compensation.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
So each person would have to do at least 15.
Yeah, I kind of totally skipped that graph. I told you to look at that graph later. 15 to 20, they'll get $18. 25, they'll get $20.
Hey, are we taking the bag?
45 sales or over per month. Okay.
What should we change the dollar amount to?
I feel like they can make more commission.
I mean, what percentage are they getting right now, though? So if the average loan is $900.
And the profit's $100.
Uh-huh.
So they're actually getting over a tenth of each profit.
Well, it was more than that. It was like per loan, it was like $45 or something from.
Well, 45. If they make 45 or more loans, they can get $35 per commission per loan.
But they
Right.
start out at 18. So they can make anywhere between 18 to 35.
Yeah. So if they sell 15, then anywhere between 15 and 20, they're getting almost 20% of the profit off of it.
Is that the total profit or the
Per loan.
or the? So they're getting 20% of the total profit per loan
Yeah, it's
over the 9-month period where they're getting interest and all that crap.
I don't know. I think once they make the loan, like once they sign the loan, then they get the commission.
So what exactly are the renewal percentages? I was kind of confused about it. So when they renew a loan, do they lose
So we gotta
What?
for the renewal? But my numbers were kind of off because I didn't understand what they were saying.
Okay.
About the renewing.
Yeah, the renewal percentages.
Yeah,
The
that was
65.
confusing.
What did you say?
I was just like, that was confusing because I feel like, were they renewing the loan or are they like renewing or like, I don't know.
So you guys just base it off of the 10% interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe be get up on my hand.
Around 65%. That's a bad sign for such a. I mean, you typically don't want a lot of people coming for that much, right?
Yeah, I don't really. That's what I think. I calculated, like I said, all the costs, like all the commissions and stuff based on the loans. And I wish I was in front of a computer at the moment, but I'm not. I would share my spreadsheet with you. It's really freaking cool. No, literally, I had an if statement for every single tier of the loan, so you could literally punch in how many loans they sold, and it would automatically change like how much the compensation was, calculate the overall commission of that particular individual and everything. It was cool.
That's impressive.
But I'm at the beach, so I don't have it. Sorry.
Okay, should we like focus on specific parts of this? So it says like, will you keep your current AEs? Do you expect them to stay? And then where will we find new ones if they leave? So will you keep your current AEs? We said yes. We'll just try to motivate them better and like make goals seem more attainable. Do you expect them to stay with the new compensation plan? I would say so, because aren't you like offering a better compensation?
It depends on which idea we're going with. Like, if were we going to go like straight commission, or are we going to go like?
No, we're still paying. I would still pay them, and then commission.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Are we raising commission, or what do we?
I don't think we can't raise commission. I mean, it's already 20%. You could throw in some criteria about if the person pays it back. So you could do like, if we know the overall like money amount we're making, like the net revenue off of the. So if we know the net revenue from the actual loan, if it's paid off in its entirety, so you can kind of calculate what their percentage of that amount is. And I think you guys said 20%, right?
Yeah.
So you could adjust their compensation based on like a 6-month time frame. Like the person had to pay back money for at least 6 months, and then they would only get like, let's say, like 15% of that instead. Does that make sense?
Within the first sale?
What?
Are you saying within the first sale, so they don't need to sell these homes?
Within the first sale?
You're saying so they get 15% of commission, right?
Right. So let's say, just to make the numbers nice and round. So they take out a loan for $900.
Yeah.
Company makes $1,000. So that $1,000 is our percentage of commission. So if they get 15%, they get $15 out of that one loan, right?
But are you saying within the first? Because according to this, they don't get any commissions until they sell at least
15 loans.
Gotcha.
What?
You let them get commission on every single one. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. I kind of describe. So my old company did commissions like this. You had a goal, right?
Okay.
Once you hit like 90% to goal or like 80% to goal, you'd start receiving commission, right? So let's say your goal was 100 policies in a month. Once you hit 80 policies, anything above and beyond that, you would start receiving a commission for.
Okay.
So the caveat to that is if you wrote crappy policies and people canceled within 6 months, you would basically get a deduction on later months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I guess they'd have to make sure that the people were actually credit worthy-ish per their policy, which they supposedly have a what do they call that? like a private algorithm for, proprietary algorithm they use.
Yeah.
Because if they write crappy loans just to get the commission, then basically they're going to lose those later on down the road. I don't know if that's too much for what we're doing, but it's a good motivator to A, write good business, B, to, I don't know, kind of accept responsibility for it, if you will.
Yeah.
And then C, it also limits the company's payout if you're writing stuff like that. It also gives the company grounds for termination if you do something stupid. Like if you fudge a whole bunch of numbers to get someone, A, you're not going to get paid for it, and B, they can fire you because you're doing it.
It'll encourage people to not go careless.
Right.
And to maybe self-educate themselves a little bit when they are.
Right. So, those are my thoughts without any numbers in front of me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just fine with half the people. So no, I would not keep my current AEs.
You wouldn't?
No.
None of them?
Like, you guys aren't that valuable to me. You're losing me money.
I think I'd keep them, but try to motivate them better because, like, sometimes it's harder to, like, hire new people and start all over. Like, you already have, like, 8 locations, so it's going to be really hard to not have anyone who knows what's going on.
True.
Well, wouldn't it be better to have people who have like no preconceived ideas? So if you have like a new team, then they're not gonna be unmotivated. They don't really know what it's
That's
like yet.
true.
I'd find new AEs at job fairs.
Yeah, you could find them a lot of places, I feel like. Like word of mouth. Or
LinkedIn. Is LinkedIn still a thing?
did you say a LinkedIn? Yeah,
LinkedIn.
it's a huge thing.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah. I was like, that's probably more of a thing
Okay.
now than it was.
2 years ago, like a bunch of my business classes were. This year, I haven't heard about it once in any of my classes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way big now. Now they have like different accounts too, like premium accounts and stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. I feel like the people who can afford premium accounts don't need a job.
Yeah. But a lot of
Anyway.
people who are on LinkedIn are looking for jobs. So I feel like if you provide opportunities, you could reach out to people that way.
I don't know that LinkedIn would be the best place to look for people like that, though. The LinkedIn ads aren't like super cheap. They're like the equivalent of like Facebook ads and crap.
No, but I get a lot of people who will message me. They'll just like type, because like usually when you set up your account, you like say like what you're interested in and stuff like that. And so I have a lot of people who from companies will just like send me a message like, hey, I saw that you're interested in these things and we have an opening. Feel free to like get in touch with me and find out more about it. So it's like free to just like reach out to people.
That'd be cool. It'd take a lot of work and a lot of people to like find, and like when you're on LinkedIn, like trying to find someone that's like, so Kelly, you're on LinkedIn, right? So if someone were to approach you and say, hey, we're offering this position that pays $8 an hour, to like go to like,
Yeah, I
to
would
like
take it.
offer high risk loans to
Yeah.
financially
I mean, phrase
unstable.
it right, like, hey, like we're looking for some people who would want this as more like a starter to gain experience. and stuff like that. I'm sure you could find people, like, even as a summer job who would be interested.
But are those people going to be on LinkedIn?
Yeah. I mean, like, I found internships from LinkedIn.
But were they internships for like a low-end sales associate?
No, they were for, like, an actual company, but, like, you could,
So
I don't know. I'm like, you could probably get some people to do it.
I feel like you might have like better luck with this type of clientele on like Craigslist.
Good luck with that.
I don't know, but I feel like you could find people.
Okay, you gotta walk.
Basis.
Don't you have to be friends with, don't you have to be friends with somebody to message them on LinkedIn?
No. I mean, so you can message people without being friends. You can look them up, but they have to like accept it or not.
Okay.
But you can't like add them to be a friend. It's kind of weird. So it's like you can send a message to like InMail to someone, like an email.
Right.
I've got a lot of notifications on there. I just logged for the first time in a year.
But it doesn't show up in your notifications, right? Unless
What did you say?
What?
The message. So if they like message you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like an email on LinkedIn saying like with a message, and you can only say a certain number within the like message because it's to someone you don't know. You can't send like a whole lengthy email. So you have to like it's pretty short, but then if you accept it, you can like get in touch with them and they can send you like once they accept it, you can send them a longer email.
It's like a Twitter email.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Sounds like there's some kind of interest. It sounds like it's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about the LinkedIn thing because like yeah, you could probably find some people, but I feel like, and again, Kelly, if you think I'm totally wrong, then just say so. But I feel like LinkedIn is going to be like the one where you go to look like for like higher end people.
Yeah. Usually it's people because you have like your full resume more on there. And so it's a very like.
But when you're looking for like introduction, like they're not going to have a resume. Like again, for people that are going to make $8 an hour, like they probably don't have a resume.
Yeah, or if they do, it's like high school jobs or something.
Right. I'm like, so like the last sales position I had, which was like 3 years ago now, like my base pay was like $37,500 a year, and then commission on top of that, which varied anywhere from like if I hit like 90% of my goal or whatever, it was like a little over $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like if they're looking for people that like have experience in sales, yeah, go to LinkedIn. But like for $8 an hour, that's like not even gonna get close to cutting it.
No, that's true.
And my week was even like a 37.5 hour work week. So it wasn't even like
a full, yeah.
Yeah, so I was basically making $20 an hour and then plus commission.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys know about any other like sources of you could like church LDS services?
That's true.
Like employment services. They have stuff on there.
Lay that down.
Mm-hmm. I was like, there's like companies that are like, oh, we'll help you find a job, and if you like went to them, maybe they can find people for you.
Right.
Because those people usually are the ones who like just need anything.
You go to like monster.com and all those.
Yeah.
I always look on those. Well, not always, but the times I have looked on those, they're like super, I don't know, not very good pay.
Yeah. They're just like very basic.
Yeah.
You know, they keep asking about like sales and stuff, but like there's bigger issues. Last of the questions. They didn't nearly. Like
You're cutting out.
they're both and conversion rates and yeah, like they just couldn't do anything. Sales was not their biggest issue.
No, it was their. I felt like their biggest issue in this case was acquisition cost. Like, and they were saying it was like.
Cut out on me.
Yeah, I can't hear me there.
Yeah.
I got it in it was like what my calculations were.
Uh-huh. You have to cut out on us for like a whole minute there.
I did?
Yeah. Me and Jason were like,
I cut out from. Can you hear me now?
Kinda.
Yeah, I can hear Jason.
Still kind of choppy.
I'm like literally down at the beach right now. I probably don't have the best service on the planet.
When a wave comes in, you can like hear it like roaring.
Or Crystal Cove. The waves are actually
Pretty much it for all the questions.
Like right there.
like one overhead.
Oh, there's a wave.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty big. They're like one overhead, so they're actually pretty good.
Hey, do we want to do our
Summary?
Yeah. So,
Will you mute your microphone while we do the summary now and then start talking? Because it's super loud.
Actually, just gonna say I'm gonna mute. So yes.
Okay. I was like, it might be hard for our teacher to hear while it's like there's a wave roaring.
Our summer starts.
Okay, we'll start it now.
On the there. Will that help you track where our summary starts?
Nah, but it's okay.
Okay.
It'll work. Okay. So as a group, what did we decide?
This was a bad business.
Yeah. Bad business. They need to find ways to motivate their workers. So we thought of a couple ways to do it. By like making the goals a little bit less, something more attainable. So that way they're like, oh, I just need a few more. And that will kind of help push them to get those goals and then work up from there. Because if it's too, right now they're like 30 off. So that seems just like too big and they'll probably give up. So we thought that was one way we could increase the motivation.
Everyone else says increase motivation. I say fire half the workers.
Yeah, he's opposed. Yeah, so we think we would just keep the workers except for Connell's. He does not. And we also thought some of the possible causes for the poor sales performance, besides like lack of motivation if you're not even close to your goals, is they're not like really advertising very well. So maybe they could find ways to like cheaply advertise in the area to let people know they're there and what they do without kind of approaching people, because that could be kind of uncomfortable to in a grocery store say like, hey, you look like you could
use some money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So there's like ways to advertise it to try to get people in there. Anything else to add?
No.
That was awesome.
That was good.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop the